Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest in the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to Apply. All right, so today we are in Beverly Hills, California at David Rivero's Monetize Talks. This is one of my favorite events of the month. I come here every month. It's beautiful. Top of Mulholland Drive. I'm telling you, the sunsets, the view, amazing. But what's even more amazing is the people that attend this event. And my next guest, she's going to be speaking today, Lindsey. Lindsey, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Lindsey. So tell me a little bit, when this airs, and there's no spoilers here, when this airs, you already were on stage, off stage, all good. Tell me what you're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell them a little bit about my story. So for those of you who follow me, I have quite the journey. So I went from homeless drug addict all the way to multi-million-dollar serial entrepreneur. And I'm going to share my journey today and talk a little bit about how to become unshakable and how to push past your fears.
Wow. What are some of the top takeaways that you hope the audience gets from your talk tonight?
That you can come back from anything and how much fear makes a difference in your life. Like, fear kept me in my addiction for 12 years.
Wow.
And I just hope to inspire them and to really share my story so raw. I really share my story so raw to show people that you can truly come back from anything and rock bottom or wherever you're at is a solid foundation to build an empire on.
Yeah. What are some of the things that kept you strong during the rough times? What are some of the things that kind of pulled you through? Because 12 years is a long time.
12 years is a long time. And, I wasn't one of those people who had a rough childhood. I had a great upbringing. I even ran my mom's PR firm with her until I was
you got PR
17.
in your DNA?
I do. I do.
Go.
Yep. So it was already in there, right? Core values. And so it's just remembering that. So it's once I was able to get into rehab and stop using, I was oh, wait, I remember who the hell I am. Okay, I got this. And I just hit the ground running.
Talk about your current business. What are you up to?
Yeah. So I have multiple businesses. So my first business is a cleaning empire. So I actually built a multi-million-dollar business with residential and commercial cleaning.
Wow.
So that one is based in Northern California, and that was the first business.
How'd you fall into that? Because I know there's a lot of money in cleaning. I do know
really
that.
Is. And
but sometimes people hear it and they're like, wait a minute, you didn't how did you?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never think, right? And I got sober, and I actually got, just right out of rehab, a job at a cleaning company to clean houses. And I worked there for a few weeks, and I was like, oh, I can duplicate this.
Wow.
And I did it on my own, and I cleaned houses all day and businesses all night. And I actually bought a $500 car when I got out of rehab that leaked oil so bad that I would carry around a piece of cardboard with me, and I'd have to slide it under the car.
Your driveways
so
of
it didn't leak oil on these multi-million-dollar
driveways.
Hold on,
that's hood. Now people anybody from the hood, they know.
Right? Oh my gosh! And I drove that sucker. I would clean houses all day and businesses all night, and I built that into a multi-million-dollar business in 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, take me through, because you didn't have, at this point, obviously you're making money.
Right.
You obviously have cash flow coming in.
Right.
But a lot of people make money and have problems scaling. So, for you to build it into a multi-million-dollar business, at some point you needed employees, you needed more equipment, you needed more than just your leaky oil car.
No,
how'd
absolutely.
you get the business skills? Where'd that come from?
Personal development, and that's another thing we're talking about today, is I invested in myself. So I would be cleaning houses all day, businesses all night, and I'd have every podcast possible on, every YouTube video.
Dang, what year was this?
Coaches, so we are talking
roughly
10 years ago. So about...
Okay, I started this about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, so you weren't listening to me yet.
No,
okay,
not yet.
You don't know who I am, whatever.
I should have been. And I just learned, right?
Yeah.
Because I had some of it already from working with my mom.
Yeah.
But I just, I got out of there and I'm I knew I wanted to build a successful business, but I'm well, shit, I don't really know how. I've been on drugs for 12 years.
Wow.
But I can learn. And I dove in. I found every mentor. I probably drove my mentors crazy with questions. But, why reinvent the wheel? Find somebody who's doing what you want to do and learn everything from them. So
And
it's like,
so at this time, I mean, this wasn't free. You invested, right? You
right,
had to. Like
absolutely. All the money I made. And early on, I was able, that's why I cleaned like 7 days a week, all day, all night, so that I could build enough clientele. So within a year, I was already out of the field and working on my business, not in,
Get out of here.
not
In
in
one
my
year.
business. In 1 year. And
Man.
so I was able to just keep hiring, and I would hire several people I didn't even have enough business for. And then I'd be like, well, guess I got to hustle up the business to fill their schedules.
Yeah.
And I would do it, and then I would do it again and again and again and again, and it just kept scaling.
How did you conquer maybe you didn't have this, by the way. Did you have any fear of sales in the beginning, or any, like, I don't know, any of that? Like sometimes, because you're going out there hustling, getting business, that's easier said than done for some.
No, sales is not easy. But I also grew up with entrepreneur parents. So I did have the sales inside of me, right? But I was nervous at first, but I forced myself to get out of it, you know? So thank God, like, I've always had good communication skills. And I was born with that gene of where I don't care what anybody else thinks of me, because I like me. So even if I go out there and you say no, sometimes you get 100 no's before you get one yes. But man, I hustle. My kids would make fun of me. We'd be at the grocery store, and I made sure everybody in front of me, everybody behind me, everybody knew I had a cleaning company, how to get a hold of me. Any place we went to, we'd go into their dentist office. So
you'd be picking up business everywhere you went.
Everywhere.
You really did, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Every person was a potential client. Do you have a podcast yet? I do.
That's what is it? You have to. I know the way you talk.
And it's called
what is
Bear
the name?
It All with Linnsey.
Bear It All with Linnsey. I figured you had to have one, because I'm like, no way, you have to have a podcast.
I do. It's so fun. I love it.
What kind of content do you create?
So it's kind of a mixture. So it's super unfiltered, and everything from recovery to business to just glow ups, all of it. Just thriving in life. So it's a real mixture.
How'd you meet David? Like, talk about how you connect with monetized talks and all this, because that's interesting.
So I'm actually, speaking of personal development, doing coaching with Natasha Graziano.
Wow, that's wonderful. She's been on the show. Yeah.
So I love Natasha. And so Natasha set me up with him. She was like, I want to, you'd love to speak here. And I was like, let's do it.
Well, Linnsey, I know they want you up on stage. So last thing I want you to do, look into the camera. How do people follow you? How do they connect?
Perfect. You can find me on all social media platforms at Linnsey, Linnssey, Dolson, Dolson.
Fantastic. And for everybody watching, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes, so you can just click on the links and head right on over. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way in your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Linnsey, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. What a pleasure.